Once a vital artery of Nairobi's ecosystem, the Nairobi rivers, comprising Mathare, Ngong, and Nairobi rivers, have long served as a source of life for the city's residents. Over the decades, unchecked pollution, rapid urbanization, and neglect turned these waterways into hazardous waste channels, robbing Nairobi of a crucial natural resource. His Excellency President Dr. William Samoei Ruto formed the Nairobi Rivers Commission with a clear mandate focused on the rehabilitation and restoration of the Nairobi rivers. The Commission is supported jointly and collaboratively by the national government and the Nairobi City County Government, which is under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Johnson Sakaja. The Nairobi Rivers Commission is currently domiciled at the State Department of Housing and Urban Development and is mandated to coordinate the activities of the various players engaged in the restoration, rehabilitation, and beautification of the rivers in Nairobi, taking bold strides to restore the rivers, uplift communities, and rewrite the narrative of environmental stewardship in Kenya. The Commission's purview has been extended to incorporate the counties of Kajiado, Kiambu, Machakos, and Makueni as the counties immediately affected in contributing to the pollution of the Nairobi rivers and the wider Athi River basin. His Excellency President Dr. William Ruto officially launched the first phase of the Nairobi Rivers Regeneration Program on September 12, 2024, under the Climate Resilience Service Program, WorX, a transitional employment program fostering youth employment linked to climate resilience. During the launch at Korogosho, the President announced that WorX would recruit 200,000 Kenyans across all 47 counties. The initial phase of WorX program has been restricted to the riparian zones, which are reclaimed during the March-April 2024 Nairobi floods that had created a lot of risks to the riverine communities. A total of 47 kilometers had been reclaimed by the government in the three rivers. The WorX program is aligned with the Commission's mandate and sets the stage for the development and implementation of new urban infrastructure to tackle sewerage and solid waste pollution to the rivers and intermittent flood risks. The program will also see the development of new public greenways, river parks, and unmotorized transport corridors. This will be intertwined with the best environmental conservation practices such as constructed wetland parks and other nature-based solutions. The problem of informal settlements and slum along the river corridors will also be addressed through the social housing as part of the affordable housing program. The WorX initiative addresses two critical issues: the degradation of Nairobi's rivers and the socioeconomic challenges faced by communities living along the banks. The WorX initiative, Nairobi Rivers Regeneration, is a multi-agency program that is being coordinated by the State Departments of Interior and National Coordination, the State Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Nairobi City County Government, and the Nairobi Rivers Commission. The initiative began with the engagement of 20,000 youth in eco-restoration activities, aiming to transform both the rivers and the lives of those who depend on them. National government administrative officers are the lead coordinators of ground activities and are working very closely with the riverine communities in order to ensure community ownership and environmental awareness. Through the WorX initiative, Nairobi Rivers Commission is at the heart of a transformation for sustainable urban renewal. Under the guidance of His Excellency the Governor of Nairobi, the Nairobi City County Government has been a major stakeholder in supporting the WorX program through the provision of equipment and infrastructure for disposal of waste and directing the Clean Nairobi initiative to supplement the ongoing river cleanup activities across the city. The first phase centered on community engagement and sensitization, where communities were coordinated by the NRC to map and divide the three rivers into 18 zones. The Commission prioritized employing youths from the riverine communities, offering them opportunities to participate in cleaning, planting vegetation, as well as monitoring and mitigating pollution challenges along the Nairobi rivers. These efforts set the stage for a long-term regeneration and community empowerment. The multi-agency operation is being implemented at the sub-county level and includes representatives from the following ministries, departments, and agencies: the State Department of Interior and National Coordination, the State Department of Housing and Urban Development, State Department of Water, Irrigation and Sanitation, Nairobi City County Government, National Police Service, Kenya Defence Forces, National Youth Service, Kenya Forest Service, Water Resources Authority, State Department of Special Programs, and the State Department of Social Protection, among others. The Nairobi Rivers Regeneration must address the informal settlements along the river corridors through the social and affordable housing program in order to secure any gains made towards river regeneration. Informal settlements along the rivers were identified for redevelopment and upgrade, providing safer and more sustainable living conditions. This dual approach of ecological and social renewal has positioned the Nairobi Rivers Regeneration Project as a benchmark for urban resilience. Approximately 200,000 units of houses will be constructed along the rivers, with the main aim being to transform these rivers into the frontage of the city. The housing units will face the riverfront, and the green flowered landscape and pavements will enhance the aesthetics of the river basin. Despite its successes, the Commission faced challenges including illegal dumping, encroachments, and resistance from industrial players. Urban poverty remains a pressing issue, requiring integrated solutions. These obstacles highlight the need for strict enforcement of environmental laws and collaborative multi-stakeholder strategies. The Nairobi Rivers Regeneration Project is a cornerstone of the Nairobi Rivers Commission's broader vision for environmental renewal. As Phase 2 begins in March 2025, the focus will include construction of social housing and linear markets, river training and widening, riverbank protection works, landscaping, tree planting, and greening works. There will also be construction of access roads and footpath improvements, creation of recreational facilities like playgrounds, and the identification and rehabilitation of faulty sewer lines. The Nairobi Rivers Commission is transforming the story of Nairobi rivers from one of despair to one of resilience and revival. Through the Climate WorX program, the government has demonstrated that political will, community involvement, and innovative approaches can reverse decades of neglect. As cleaner rivers flow through the city, they symbolize a brighter future for Nairobi and a replicable model for global environmental restoration.